Hi everyone, welcome to Reality of Life in the presence of the Almighty God, my King, and my Savior. So what am I talking about today? Stop comparing your kid. Mothers, why are we comparing our kids? Why are you comparing your kid? Why am I comparing my kid? Why are we doing that? Before I go ahead deeply into the topic, what does it mean to compare? It means to measure. It means to put side by side. It means similarities. Do you now see, mothers? That when we compare our kids, we are putting side by side. We are measuring. We are pointing out to the similarities between A and B. I'm going to talk about two ways we parents compare our kids. Number one, comparing your kid among themselves, your particular kid. Number two, comparing your own kid to another person's kid. Comparing your own child to a friend's child. I'll first talk about comparing our child among themselves. As a mother, as a parent, what seed are you sowing into the life of your own children? Is it a seed of unity or is it a seed of division? Let's answer ourselves, mothers. Fathers, let's answer ourselves that questions. Do you as a mother, do you as a father, do you make it so obvious for your kid to see, to point out that you love a particular child than the other? Yeah. Let me answer myself. Answer yourself also. Do you love a particular child more than the others? And do you make it so obvious for the other child to see, to know that you love a particular one more than them? That means you're sowing a seed of division. And that's a dangerous step, a dangerous seed to sow. Because what you are sowing right from when they are a child is going to grow into the future. That little girl, that little boy that you are showing that you love a particular one more than the other is watching you. And there's a seed of bitterness, unforgiveness that is growing inside that soul that you parents don't even know or you're not aware of. Please, parents, let us not tread on that path of making it so obvious for a particular child to see and to know that yes, I love this one more than the others. And we show it so obvious. And we treat the other so badly that even the one that knows that you love him or her knows and is so proud of it that, oh, mom and dad love me more than you. Remember what I said earlier on? You are sowing a seed of division. And that seed is growing. And it will grow among your child till what? Older age. You are not sowing a seed of love among them. You are sowing hatred among them. You are sowing unforgiveness among them. You are sowing a seed of bitterness among them. Mothers, fathers, what seed are you sowing into your own lives, into your own kids' life? Because they are your life. Yes, they are your child, they are your life. Do you want them to grow old with that bitterness, with that unforgiveness, with that hatred among themselves? If it is 5 kids you have, 10, 7, 2, 3, 4, what are you sowing? Are you sowing unity among them or are you sowing division? Is the family members around you, the uncles, the nephew, the cousins, your friends, what are they sowing among your kid? Are you allowing them to compare one to one and say, oh, this one can walk faster than this one? Oh, this one can crawl faster than this one. Oh, when A was 9 months, A was walking, oh, and now B is 1 year and 3 months. She or he hasn't walked. Among your own kid, and you are allowing your family members, and you yourself, you are comparing and making it so obvious. Shori, look at all. That's the meaning. Shori, look at all. When this child was 7 months, she or he was already walking. And look at you, 1 year, you have not even taken one step. You're sowing seed of division. Even that kid is young, we don't know what you're talking about. But that's how it's growing. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Or among your kid, one is doing well in school and the other is not really picking up. And you are just showing it so obvious. Do you see? Do you see your brother? Your brother can spell well. I'm talking to myself, mothers. Let us all be sincere to ourselves. You see your brother or your sister can spell very well and you can't. You see your brother, your sister can do maths very well and you can't do maths very well. Do you know when we do that to those kids? Their mood changes. Let us not point out failure because they are not failures. That's not who they are. Let us not make it obvious that one is doing well than the other. Let us not make it too obvious. Let us go on our knee and pray to God for the one that is not doing that much, for grace, for strength, to meet up, to over-meet up self. Let us not compare our kids among themselves. You as a mother, you as a father, do you make it so obvious that, oh, boy child, that's the only one I know. Girl child, he's not a child. Are you the kind of person, father, mother, are you that kind of person? Are you that kind of person? Are you that kind of person? That boy child is the only child, oh. Girl child, no be child. Are you that kind of person? That you place a boy child above a girl child and you spend all your resources on that boy child but not on the girl child. You send that boy child to school and you don't send that girl child to school. Are you that kind of a person? Are you that kind of a person that don't allow your boy child to clean the house, but you allow your female child to wash, to do laundry, to clean, to cook, and you don't train the boy child, and you make it so obvious for the other kid, for the other child to know that you don't love them, that you don't like them, and you are comparing side by side. You're measuring side by side. You're putting similarities between those kids. That is what you're doing, parents. That is what you're doing directly. That's what you're doing. And the second one I'm talking about is when we as a parent, we compare our kid to our friend's kid. When you compare your child to your neighbor's child, that's a dangerous place to go to, my parents. I don't want us to go there no more, please. When you look at your neighbor's child, is doing this particular sport, you now want to force your own kid. You're now big pointing to your kid. Say, see, oh, this particular neighbor child or this friend child is doing basketball, is doing volleyball, is doing ballet. You, what are you doing? You are sowing seed of hatred for that child to hate the other child. There's a way we can say it positively. You don't compare. You can encourage, but not to compare and say it in a way of failure way. We don't want to say it in a way of in a way of failure way to the kid. You can encourage the kid, but not to say it in a way of failure way. Are you that kind of parent that want to force your own child to do what your own friend child is doing? Or do you want to force your child to go to a school that your friend child is going to, all because of competition, or because you want to force your child to, because of your own selfish interest? Are you that kind of a mother? Are you that kind of a father? Are you? My dear parents, am I? My dear parents, are we? Why are we comparing our own child to our neighbor's child? Why are we comparing our own child to our friend's child? Why are you saying to your child, you see, oh, Taiwo's child, oh, he got A all through our exams, and see what you got? Why are we doing that? Why are we sowing that seed? Why are we comparing? Why the similarities? Why are we measuring our kid to our friend's kid? Why are you forcing that child to study that course? Or because your friend child is going for engineering, you now want to compare, or you now start doing competition. You're not forcing your child to go and do what, or to walk in a way where it is not his or our own path in life. Why are we comparing? We don't want to be a fool. I don't want to be a fool. You don't want to be a fool. Let us not compare no more our kid with our friend's kid. Let us not do competition. Say, oh, because my friend clothes, my friend child is wearing this, or my neighbor's child is wearing this, you run, you run fast. That's the meaning. To start buying what you don't need, what your child don't need. Or you see your little baby or your little child, the friend has a toy, and you say, oh, my child too, we want it, or you start comparing. You don't know the interest of that your friend's child, the kind of toy he or she likes. Your child may not like it. But when you start comparing and say, oh, I must go and buy this type of thing for my own child, we need to be smart, mothers. Fathers, we need to be smart. Don't compare the milestone of your baby to your friend's child. Say, you see, oh, Bola's child, oh, is already walking. Oh. Don't let us do that, mothers. Oh, Benga's child, oh, is already in grade 10, oh. Let us not do that. Oh, Bisola's child, oh, is already speaking, talking. And you have not even said mama. Let us not go that way. Let us not go deep that bad part, please, mothers. Please, fathers. Let us not compare our kids. We are more than that. Because when we do that, the seed we are sowing is a bad seed. And it has effect. What is the effect of what we are talking about? The effect is that the kid, their self-esteem is affected. When you compare kid to kid, among your own kid, or among your friend's kid and your own kid, the kid that you are comparing, the child you are comparing them to each other, and you're making it so obvious for the child to know or to see that you are comparing them, similarities, you're measuring them, you are pointing out their weakness and their strength. The child will have a low self-esteem. The way the child will see life, the way the child will feel will be low. Mothers, let us not bring down our child's self-esteem. Let us build their self-esteem to be positive, to be a good one, to be a godly one. Let us not tear them down. Let us not. Another effect is that the child will see his or herself as a failure, because when you are doing similarities between A and B, and you are making it so obvious for the child to see, you're telling the child that is good and the one that is not good, and you that you are not good, you are a failure. That's what you're trying to say. And we don't want our child to see themselves as failures, because they are not failures. Let us not compare. Let us not measure. Let us not put side by side our kid, please, mothers, please, fathers. Please, let us not do that. I'm talking to myself also. I'm talking to you, father, mother. Let us, uncles, auntie, please. Let us not do that to those precious souls. We don't want them to feel like a failure, because they are not a failure. We don't want them to feel rejected. And another point is that when you pick points, one child is good and the other is not good. When you make it so obvious among your kids to know that I love this more than that. When you compare your own child to your friend's kid, another point is that child, they develop what? Hatred for the other one. Yeah. Growing up as a kid, I had that experience. When somebody compared me to another person, do you think I'm going to like the person they compare me to? If they compare me and say, oh, that person is better than you, do you think I'm going to like the person? That's not a good way to go. Parents, uncles, auntie, cousins, people that surround the kid. That's not a good way to go. You don't want to compare a child to the other. Because you don't want the other one to have what? To have unforgiveness. To have hatred. To have bitterness towards the other one. We don't want it. We don't want that seed. We don't want to sow that seed into our child. Brothers, uncles, please, people that surround kids, please, don't let us do that. Don't compare. I don't like it as a kid. No child will like it. Don't compare, please. Stop doing it. What other things? What are the other effects of comparing a child to child? Of measuring a child to child? Of pinpointing the similarities between a child and a child. The child you are comparing this to that wants to be like the other one. The child that sees his or herself as a failure will not want to pursue the purpose of God in his or her life. The other child will think, oh, he or she is nobody. What the child will focus on is the other person that you are pointing to that is better off than he or her. And the path you're directing that child to is not the right path. Because he or she will focus on the other one that you love and want to be like the other one you love, you're comparing he or she to. And their destinies are different. Their purpose are different. The reason why God created them are different, parents. You want your A child to be who God created he or she to be. You want your B child to be who or she God created he or her to be. You want your C child, D child to be who God created them to be. Please, parents, we need to stop comparing. And before I conclude, uncles and aunties and nephews and neighbors, whoever it is that is also close to the kid, parents, don't let your family members compare your kids among themselves. Tell them to stop. Whenever they want to compare your kids among themselves, say, oh, Tola is better than Toby. Say, oh, I beg, please stop it there. Don't do that. That's not good. Don't let your family members sow seed of division, of hatred among your kid. Stand up for your kid and stop it, please, parents. Don't also let your family members, your cousins, friends, compare their kid to your kid, or your own kid to another person's kid. Say, oh, Romo, see this person's kid is better off than. Tell them, no, stop. Don't compare my kid to a friend's kid. Their destinies are different. Don't let them force a particular course on your child. Family members do that. They can suggest course for you to say, as I'm seeing this child know how to sing. Oh, maybe this child should be a singer. Out of good intention. But do you know what God's purpose is for that child? They can say, oh, let that child be a dentist. Do you know if God's purpose for that child is to be a dentist? My mothers, my fathers, do not allow family members, uncle, aunties, cousins, nephews to push your child to go for a particular course that he or she is not interested in, that he or she doesn't have passion for. Mothers, we are more than conquerors. We are more than this. Please, in conclusion, let us help our kid. Let us build them up to who God wants them to be. Let us not put them side by side. Let us not measure our kid, our child among themselves or among them or among their friends. Let us not do similarities among them, please. Let us not sow seed of unforgiveness as they are growing up, please. Let us not sow seed of unforgiveness, of bitterness. Let us not sow the seed of bitterness in them. I pray for grace for mothers, for fathers, to build up your child in the way of the Lord. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay blessed.